Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sick of Shit Broadcasting. I'm the host of this program, Mr. Sick of Shit. As usual, because, like you, I am sick of the shit going on in this country and around the world. As if it's not bad enough already, Biden is discussing with his closest ally, closest friend, sort of a mock Secretary of State, if you will. Don't remember the fellow's name, but it is being discussed. The potential for sending our troops now into the Ukraine to fight a completely illegitimate war. I've told you already what's going on there. And it's just ridiculous the way that things are done, the way that they are allowed to be done, and no one in the upper echelon, if you will, ever has any consequences for their actions. Well, I hope this time that is not going to be the case. Zelensky deserves everything that he gets on the negative side. And as far as I'm concerned, also do many of the Ukrainian citizens for the way that they treat the ethnic Russians. If you feel secure in your job, well, you may not be. It's pretty obvious to me that layoffs are coming at some point, and when they do, they're going to be massive. It's going to be far worse the way that things are going in this economy than '08 was. Likely much worse than the Great Depression of the 1930s. It would not surprise me in the least if we wind up seeing, and of course they will do everything they can to make it look like the numbers are much smaller, which every single president does. If you hadn't figured that out yet, they manipulate the numbers to make themselves look good or look better than they really do. They're always much higher. But don't be surprised if, I'm going to say, within the next 1 to 3 years, if we wind up seeing a staggering in unemployment. It will not surprise me if it gets up to 50%, if not higher than 50%. At this rate, it's just not looking good. I mean, I'm sure that some of you, at least, remember when Obama said that the only thing that we could do to turn the economy around was to kill the dollar. You remember that? I remember it very vividly. Now he himself is making the claim that our dollar is going to lose 10% of its value per year over the next 10 years. I think it's going to be sooner than that, but that's what he's saying. So do the math, folks. 10% per year, even if it does take 10 years, that means within 10 years' time, the dollar will have absolutely no value at all. And it doesn't sound like it would be particularly long at that rate before a lot of people are really not even able to afford to buy much of anything that they need. We could if he's correct on this, and he probably is, because he is very likely in on making it happen. You know, it's just, we could very well soon, within just a couple of years maybe, be seeing the day come when, as Christ prophesied himself, that would take an entire day of working, an entire day's wages, just to feed one person for one day. So my suggestion to everyone who is still working is simply put, whatever you're doing, you need to be the one person that your boss absolutely cannot do without. Anything they ask you to do, no matter how inconvenient, do it. I'm just going to give you an example, of a personal example and professional. Last week, I had same days off, Monday and Tuesday. I got my Monday, but one of my coworkers who was supposed to work for me last Tuesday night decided she was going to call in and not come to work. So, of course, who's my boss going to call? Me. I'm the only assistant manager that he's got. Of course, he didn't want to come in and do it. Of course, he works first shift. Of course, he gets the good shift. And he's always got most of the day, the majority of the time, weekends off. And of course, how I would like that too. And of course, he's going to do what he can to maintain that as often as possible. And I'm always working third shift and not being given any indication that that's going to even change at all, much less anytime soon. So, that's where that goes. I went ahead and I came in. Did I want to? No. I wanted my night off. I was ready to go back to bed. I wasn't ready to go to work, but I did. Excuse me. I'm ready to take a nap now. I will before I go to work. At any rate, I didn't want to go in. I really didn't. But I did because I know that I need to be the one person that he absolutely cannot do without. And I'm doing everything that I can to ensure that that is me. So, I'm just saying, if you're still working, whatever they ask you to do it. Whenever they ask you to do it. Convenient or not, whether it feels good or not, do it. Because you need to be the one person that they cannot do without. When the time comes they start laying everybody off, they're only going to keep the ones that they can rely on and depend on the most. You need to be one of those people. So, with that, I'm going to close and simply say, prep, pray, stay out of the way until the time comes that you can't. Till next time, Mr. Sick of Shit, signing out.